Saraya reveals why she wasn't in the WWE Royal Rumble. The 2026 edition of the Royal Rumble was staged exactly a week ago and received mixed reviews. There was huge anticipation for the first huge PLE of the new year, considering that WWE organized this event in Saudi Arabia for the first time in history. The show did not disappoint expectations, with numerous interesting matches and real brawls that left all fans speechless. At the same time, it is no mystery that most insiders and analysts expected something more in terms of surprises. Some hoped to finally see Chris Jericho's return to WWE, but the Canadian veteran did not appear at the Rumble and his future continues to be mysterious. The most likely scenario is that Y2J will make its WWE return one day, but it is unclear when this will happen and the management does not want to provide any clues about it. Saraya is addressing the Royal Rumble conversation. Other experts had suggested Saraya's potential appearance at the Royal Rumble, and it would have been a huge surprise, as Freddie Prinze Jr. had confided making WWE Universe dream. However, she was not present in Saudi Arabia either, and some fans could not hide their discontent. During the latest episode of the Wrestling with Freddie podcast, Saraya explained why she did not participate in the 2026 edition of the Royal Rumble. A lot of people were mad that I wasn't in the Rumble, and a lot of people thought I was going to be number 30. And the amount of support I've never had, well, I've had that much support before, but I thought I had lost all that support because of, all my controversy. She continued, there were thousands of videos. There's across all platforms on just a couple of training videos, it was at 13 million a couple of days ago, and now it's is that at 18 million views now? It is just absolutely insane. I cried one day because of it because I'm just I can't believe people still love me. You know? This is crazy. He can't wrestle. CM Punk explains injured WWE star status. CM Punk didn't bother softening his words when the topic of Seth Rollins came up during his appearance on the Pat McAfee show. Rollins has been out of action for months with a shoulder injury, and Punk used the moment to take a sharp jab at his longtime rival. In Punk's mind, Rollins' absence isn't just a medical setback. It says something deeper about where Rollins stands right now as a performer. Rollins has been recovering ever since damaging his shoulder during a heavy spot late last year. The injury eventually forced him to give up the World Heavyweight Championship, a title he carried through some of WWE's strongest stretches of the season. As he stepped aside, Punk moved in and claimed the championship at Saturday night's main event, defending it steadily while Rollins watched from the sidelines. Punk pushes the conversation in a familiar direction. When McAfee asks CM directly about Rollins on the Pat McAfee show, the champion didn't try to dance around it. He cut straight to the point and said Rollins isn't wrestling because he can't wrestle. It was a blunt shot, but also a classic Punk move that mixes honesty with provocation. He framed Rollins' injury timeout as something more than rehabilitation, hinting that it exposes a gap Rollins hasn't been able to close. WWE itself has been forced to adjust around Rollins' slow return timeline. With no clear date for his comeback, the WrestleMania 42 picture shifted away from him entirely. Punk is now set for the main event against Roman Reigns, while Rollins remains in recovery and out of the title orbit for the foreseeable future. The company has kept updates quiet, leaving fans to speculate about how close he actually is to stepping back in. Rollins hasn't responded directly to Punk's latest jab, though he has made it clear in recent interviews that he's far from finished. He's hinted that the minute he's cleared, he plans to chase the title he never lost in the ring. Jon Jones excited to see Ilya Topuria versus Justin Gaethje. Jon Jones admires the UFC lightweight champion Ilya Topuria and looks forward to seeing his potential fight with Justin Gaethje. The matchmakers are currently finalizing the historic White House event scheduled to take place on June 14th. Before February ends, UFC will publicly reveal the finalized card. The Spanish fighter will return in the second quarter of the year. He took some time off fighting because of family problems that are now sorted. Justin Gaethje recently claimed a unanimous decision win against Paddy Pimblett and earned the interim lightweight belt. He now looks forward to main title. UFC, White House. Jon Jones may not return at this historic union because of severe arthritis. In a recent social media post, He addressed how this information was not meant to be disclosed publicly and is furious at the person who played a strong role in creating headlines. According to the heavyweight legend, he's not fully ruling out his return. He is willing to sacrifice and go through the pain if a seat the White House lawn is guaranteed. Although Dana White never waved a green flag because he can't afford to let anything go south on an event of this magnitude. He seems to have trust issues with the heavyweight giant. The targeted opponents were Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane. Some rumors also suggest a showdown with Francis Ngannou. Mandatory meme. Let's take the time to add some humor. WWE Superstar's 98-day title reign ends in surprise loss. AAA on Fox, streamed live on WWE's YouTube channel, delivered a title change that caught a lot of fans off guard. Ethan Page and Chelsea Green walked into the night as the AAA World Mixed Tag Team Champions, holding the belts for 98 days, but their run came to a sudden end. The challengers, Mr. Iguana and Lola Vice, stepped up with a confident performance and walked out with the win. The story had a twist even before the action started. Chelsea Green never made it to the show after injuring her foot during her Elimination Chamber qualifying match on SmackDown. That left AAA to replace her with La Hiedra, who teamed with Paige in an attempt to keep the titles alive. It set the stage for a match that already felt unpredictable, a turning point shaped by chaos, timing, and a costly distraction. The final stretch was full of wild moments. Hiedra looked ready to take control when she leaned in to give Iguana a kiss, only for him to step back and flip the mood. Iguana countered with a quick hurricanrana that sent Paige crashing to the floor. It opened the door for the challengers, and the momentum shifted fast. Hiedra dropped Vice with a flatliner and targeted her injured hand to slow her down. For a moment, it seemed like the champions had found their rhythm again. Iguana returned to ringside with La Yesca and pulled Hiedra's attention away long enough to create an opening. Vice reacted instantly and caught Hiedra in a roll-up to steal the win. It was the same opponent who had taken Hiedra's previous mixed tag titles, adding another layer of frustration for her. Green later appeared through FaceTime and explained that her injury kept her from defending the titles with Paige. She also shared photos of her foot on X and questioned the decision to let Paige compete without his actual partner. There is no confirmed update on how long she'll be out.